Hey everyone, Two Wheels here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to actually be doing a unboxing of a set of Arashi rear sets for my Ninja 400. I'm looking to replace the OEM rear sets that came with the bike and working on getting a more aggressive seating position on the bike, and hopefully I can accomplish it with these rear sets. So let's open up this package and see what we have inside. Alright, so they just showed up today. So they have their logo on the inside as well. Shift control. Looks like they just have a sheet or a picture of the product. Envelope here. Let's see what's inside the envelope. Looks like my invoice, a little thank you card, and then I got a couple decals here. Come on, guys. Got a couple decals here for, looks like a black and one white one. And that's what came in the envelope. And they wrapped it in this nice tissue paper with their logo all over it. These actually came super fast too. I was actually surprised. They showed up the next day. Looks like I have a pair of these look like the rear pegs. These would be the brake lever and clutch lever. Some hardware, spring for something which I'll find out when I'm connecting it all. Looks like the shift rod. And now we have in here, this is one of the rear sets. I went with the black and red anodized set. My bike's black. Thought it would look nicer on there with that. I believe the ones that are on there are gray, so it'll be more uniformed with the bike. They wrapped it up pretty nice here so it doesn't get scratched up. Looks like they're in really good shape. I don't see any scratches in it. This looks like this is probably the shifter side. And put a piece of cardboard in between to protect the two pieces. And then here is what imagine the brake side. Alright, wrap a piece of foam around this to prevent it from getting scratched. And then apparently the brake sensor connects into this, so you can use the OEM brake sensor. It makes it a little bit more, it makes it easier for the installation. But these are the pieces here. So next step is, I think I'm excited. I think I'm going to go set up a light and the cameras in the garage and try to get these installed, so if I have some nice weather tomorrow I can go out and ride them and take some, I have some before shots already that I'll post with the video and then show you before and after of the foot positioning. But let's get to it. Let's see what these turn out like on the bike. Alright guys, I now have those new Arashi rear sets installed on my bike. I apologize. My original intentions were to do an actual installation video, but the Arashi set didn't come with a set of instructions, so it took a lot of kind of just dissecting the old rear set and experimenting, and it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I ended up just scrapping the video. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go out to my favorite spot where I like to take my side profile shots that I've done here in the last couple videos, and then show you what it looks like with the new rear set on, where my leg positioning is, and talk about that. And then after we're done with that, then I'm going to go back to the shop, the garage, and then I'll show you some of the pitfalls that I had to help you avoid doing what I did. So the installation should only take you, and realistically, about a half hour tops. It took a few hours again. I was just kind of dissecting and experimenting as I went along, so it took me a little bit longer than I expected. First impressions of these rear sets, I love them. Exactly what I was looking for. I talked about this in a previous video. I'm a taller rider, 6'3". The bike, I thought I fit on it pretty well, but I didn't really like the positioning of the foot pegs, the OEM ones. They were more straight-legged. It's supposed to be a less aggressive seating stance, and I actually like that more aggressive race stance seating, especially now that I'm more comfortable with the bike. So that's one of the reasons I got it. As you're going to see here in the side profile video, the rear set sits I think about a couple inches higher than the OEM, and then also it sits like, just looking at it, I thought it was like 3 or 4 inches back farther. So my knees dropped a little bit more, got pushed back, and I have that more aggressive seating here. You can see my knees are down a little bit more. Before, they used to be kind of closer up the top of the tank. Now they're about halfway down the tank. So I really love where the positioning of my legs kind of ended up turning out to be. I have that more aggressive sport bike kind of feel to the seating now, which is what I was going for, and I feel like it just allowed for a more comfortable ride, especially for me being a taller rider. There are some adjustments you can make. You can put the foot peg and stuff in some different areas. You can move the toe clutch peg in and out, so you can have a better adjust it to your ride. So there's a lot of adjustments you can make to it. I really, I'm digging it. And I can't wait to see the side profile shots myself, just to see how much of a difference it made. But really well manufactured. It's like a black and red anodized is the one that I went with, as you saw when I unboxed it. Really, really high quality on them. They feel nice and sturdy. Nice and sturdy construction. And then what I really like about it too is the old OEM one had kind of a jagged area that was on the clutch that was like tearing up my shoes. This one actually has like a little guard on it to help prevent the damage to your shoes if you don't wear like riding boots and things like that. So now the bike has a few different modifications, and I got it. It came with the fender eliminator and the upgraded exhaust. Now I threw on the upgraded windscreen, the push windscreen, and the Arashi rear sets. I still want to look into over the winter, put on some clip-ons just to give it, a little bit lower handlebars positioning, so add to that aggressive seating stance a little bit more, and get that full, sport bike feeling. I'm going to do that over the winter because that seemed like it was going to be, a little bit more of a project, and I don't want to waste any more time putting my parts on this thing while we only have like weeks or a few months left of good riding here. here we are. We have a little bit of a backdrop with us today. Some horses are here today. I love this spot though, I don't know why. Alright guys, so this is you know, the side profile I wanted to give you of the bike with the new Arashi rear sets on here. So like I said, I went with the black and red anodized version, and the old set, my feet used to be up here, probably where the brake lever is probably where my foot used to be, which we'll see in side profile comparisons here when I throw that up on the actual video, and the clutch would have been in about the same place, and it pushed it back and up about 4 inches. So and that's just guessing, I didn't actually measure, but just eyeballing it, that's what it kind of looks like. And again, it gives you that more aggressive seating stance that you would get on another sport bike like the 636 or something. So so here is what it kind of looks like. See if I can balance here on a little bit of an incline. So your feet on the pegs, this is about where I would sit. Now before, we'll look at the profile videos again, but I want to say my knees used to be up about here and my legs used to be kind of, you know, down more. Now I feel like they're pushed back, and you got kind of like, you know, a more V shape in your leg. And just, you know, for me, I feel like it's more comfortable. I can hug the tank better now and everything. Kind of getting the tucked position again. It feels way more comfortable than before. I can tuck the tank better than before. So you know, this is exactly what I was looking for in these rear sets, so I'm so glad that I purchased them and went with this. Again, being taller, you know, it kind of helps, I think, distribute my leg positioning better, so I fit on the bike even better than I did before. I feel less cramped, even though before, like I said, I felt comfortable on it, but this just kind of, you know, relieves or pushes all that on my leg out a little bit more. So, but that's kind of the side profile shot here. That's what I kind of wanted to show you. But I hope that gives you a general idea of what it looks like. If I can keep this bike stationed. Now the brake, I feel like, you know, is a little bit, you know, with the racing pedal like this, it's a little bit more stiffer, so I feel like it grips a little bit better than it did before with the OEM one. And then the clutch on the other side too, which you can't see from over there, but I feel like it's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for, responsive, a little bit more responsive with this new clutch lever and everything in the setup. So yeah, this is it. Hope you guys like it. I will be throwing links up on the YouTube channel for this product, and pointing you to where I purchased it at if you guys wanted to get it on your bike. I feel like this is almost, if you're comfortable with your bike and looking to make a modification to make it more sporty, more comfortable, I think that this might be something you'd be interested in. So yeah, tucked, regular, this is it. Alright guys, so now we just saw the side profile here of the new Arashi rear sets I put on the Ninja 400. I'm going to head back to the shop, to the garage, and we'll go over, I'll kind of do some video up close of the rear sets. And I want to point out some of the pitfalls that I had to help you guys avoid wasting time when you install yours. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, my intention of this video was to be the full installation of the rear sets, but it didn't quite go as I planned. So I will just point out what I did, what you guys should look for when installing these on your Ninja 400, so that way when you guys do it, you guys can save yourself some you know, time and the headache that I gave myself and frustration. So I hope that helps you guys out. But we're gonna head back there now, and I'll see you in the garage, and we'll start that next. Alright guys, we're back in the garage now, and just going to go over a couple of the pitfalls that I ran into when I was installing these Arashi rear sets. One of the first ones that I had, well, first off, I guess the Arashi, they kind of come loosely assembled, because you have to basically adjust these to fit your bike. On the Ninja 400, I had to push them back from this main plate here, push this top piece that has a bolt there and there on the last screws, because I didn't have it there originally. I had it up, I think, in where they had it preset, which is the second one in. And when I went to shift, after I had it on there, the pieces kind of rubbed, because it wasn't at the right angle, so I had to push them all the way back to the last set, and that seemed to solve the problem. One of the other things was that this little shifter rod here, this is the new one that came with the kit, and this is one of the little ball socket joint things that came with the kit as well, and it had two, one on each end. And I originally thought that I had to take this piece off the clutch, the shaft there for the shifter, and by doing that, kind of caused me a little bit of a headache getting things lined back up. Luckily, I did some research. I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a line and a dot. You line those up to get that little clamp back in the right place. But you can save yourself some time by not removing this, because you actually, this little ball socket on this one doesn't come off. So you can actually just, on the old one, the old OEM shifter, just take off that rod and leave the ball socket and clamp on, and then you can just attach this new one on there before you put the main plate in place. And I think that there would save you a lot of time alone. But basically, as I was doing it, I would just kind of dissect the original piece, which, you know, it wasn't much to it. Just this bolt and this bolt holds it onto the bracket here on the bike, and then you just tighten your bolts up for everything else. But again, that was one of the main issues that I ran into, and then I thought it wasn't shifting correctly, but got that squared away, and we were good to go after that. I think that if you guys know that little tidbit, it should hopefully help save you some time, and I think in reality this install should take you about probably less than an hour. But yeah, that was the main setback on that. I'll go over to the brake side and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit too. So here we are. Alright, so here we are on the brake side. Basically, again, the old one, the old OEM one, there's two bolts that hold the bracket in place, but then you got this brake sensor here that you have to attach, and then you got your hose to the master cylinder for the brake line that you have to attach. So on the old one, you'll have to remove these two screws and remove it from the bracket, and then these two screws to loosen up the master cylinder, and then I believe there's also a screw that holds this piece in place as well that you'll have to remove from the old one. And then what I did is I assembled these pieces before I put the bracket on place. I put them in place on the other one and just kind of hung there. Again, I moved this bracket back, and this is for the Ninja 400. I don't know if the other bikes will be different than this one, but I had to move these back to match the other side, which again was on the last two bolts of the main plate. And then I tightened those up, and
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I did use some Loctite to tighten these up so I could prevent any, you know, slippage or loosening of the bolts. Anyways, back to the assembly. Then this little guy was kind of a headache. This is the switch to your tail light. See that there? There's a spring inside there, and that spring doesn't come to size on this here. So again, this is, I think, meant for multiple different types of bikes, not just the 400. So you have to kind of adjust that to fit the bike. This piece here, the little bracket that holds the actual switch, is actually down low. I want to say it's down in this vicinity here. So I moved it up to this area here, and then as you can see, I angled it straight up so that the switch could drop straight down in there. On the old OEM one, don't forget you'll need your little there's a little like bracket there that you connect into this that screws the switch into place. So what I did is I actually screwed the bracket on the switch, and then it has little clips, and I just dropped the clips in there, and it connected inside the bracket to hold the switch. Then I took the spring and I adjusted it to fit down inside on the bottom here where the lever is, and I had to cut some of the excess off, but you want to make sure before you cut it that it's working, because you only get one shot. If you cut it too short, then you're gonna have to go find another spring. So I would say the switch was probably the most challenging thing over here, but it really didn't take that long to do. I'd say maybe 20 minutes or so to put together this side. The spring was the biggest pain. And then I attached it all onto the bike again, fastened it down, and she's working like a charm, and the brake is actually, I feel like, more responsive. So now I'm going to put up some pictures of the rear sets installed, the before and after. Take notice on the positioning of my feet. On the before picture, they're more flat, and you can see that they're way forward near the gear casing. The after picture, you'll notice they're more back and angled down more and up higher. So it really kind of pushed them back, and then by doing that, pushed them back and up, and then by doing that, it lowered my knees from the tank. On the before picture, you'll notice my knees are almost above the tank on the crease, and on the new rear sets, they're a lot lower and fitting more in line with the groove of the tank, where you can really kind of hug your knees on it to stay in position. But I feel like it did a great job and accomplished exactly what I was looking to do with these rear sets. So with those images and these videos, I hope it really gives you an idea of what you can accomplish with them. I apologize again. My original goal was to do an actual install video of them, but with the issues I ran into, I got frustrated and ended up not videoing it. But you know, it was my own silly mistakes that made it hard. It's actually a very simple process, and I think anyone can get it done. And I hope the pitfalls that I ran into help you install yours if you decide to get some. I'm going to actually include a link in this video of the set that I got, and if you guys want them, check it out. You can see some different reviews, and good luck installing them, and I think you guys will like them, especially if you're looking for more of the aggressive seating stance, and you know, more of a sport bike positioning. If you do have any questions on it, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And with that, I am going to put this video to a close. And I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you to all the subscribers. And please continue to come back and provide your comments and feedback. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Alright guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.